just a little bit of statistics. So we have in the, not in the production database you see online, but the pre-production, which is going to be the next release, we have 468 collections of data from a variety of places. We have 418,000 chemicals with structures, and we actually have about 1 million structures, and so there's some redundancy of about a factor of 2. We have about 3 million data points covering all of those chemicals. Who's using this? So there are about 1,000 regular users who are there month in and month out. Better than half of them are people at the EPA who are doing their job regulating chemicals. We have at the bottom left is just a graph showing usage statistics. One of the things we did with the latest release that came out in October is we made it possible for people to download the entire database. And so the big jump in the megabytes per day is simply a reflection that people can now download the whole database, and we're starting to see more and more downloads. And on the right is just the fraction of use within the EPA. Okay, where are we going next? We're adding more and more data, and we're always looking for nominations of data sets to add in. Right now we're focusing on data for which we have exposure. So when people do a risk analysis on chemicals, risk is a technical term which means the combination of hazard, which means it's something intrinsically toxic, and exposure. Are you actually exposed to the chemical? And so we're bringing lots of data on exposure sources, for instance, in food residues. We know a lot about what pesticides sit on the grapes and the lettuce that you buy at the grocery store that you may or may not wash off. ToxRefDB is a new database which will be part of the ACToR family that has very detailed information from guideline animal studies, and it's going to sit in the same framework and be structure searchable just like the rest of ACToR. And there's still a lot of work that we have queued up to clean up all the chemical structures. One particular thing that we need to do, which I believe we can do within the Marvin J-Chem framework, is search for particular structural analogs. And so there's a group at EPA who's defined a few hundred structural fragments which are overrepresented among carcinogens or different kind of toxins. And so what we want to be able to do is again, draw in a chemical structure, have it go look for those particular structural fragments which have phenotype data attached to them, and then bring up a view showing, okay, my chemical, it has one of these or 3 of these or none of those. One thing we have not done is to make so again, those of you who've dealt with the searching tools, the Chemaxon searching tools, there's a lot of flexibility in what thresholds you put on, so what similarity thresholds you use. Right now we've hard-coded that, and it's hidden from the user, but we've had people ask to be able to make that a little more flexible. The problem is if you toggle your slider down to being very loose, you could come up with a result with a million chemical hits, which we don't really want to have people bogging our server down trying to display. And finally, the website is again actor.epa.gov, and if you have any questions, there's on the contact us, there's the ACToR support email, or you can email me directly at judson.richard@epa.gov.